Hi guys. Okay, I'm going live, but I'm just jumping right in here. I'm not going to wait for people to hop on because I want this to be able to be a video that you guys watch on IGTV. I'm going to make it short so that it's shareable. Okay, I recognize when I go live for Sunday school, those videos tend to be longer. The podcast is longer. This is just going to be a quick 10 to 15 minutes, if that. Okay, I want you to be able to share this with people, and I want it to be something that's helpful for you. So this message is actually for the silent majority. Okay, this message, I'm done talking to the sleepy sheep. Okay, that's not who this video is for. This video is for the majority of people out there who I believe are asking some questions right now. It doesn't matter how big or little you think this lie is. It doesn't matter where on the spectrum you fall. If you are at all questioning anything right now, this video is for you, okay? If you're somebody who 1 month goes by, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's been 8 months, and you are not asking any questions at all. You don't believe that the government has done anything wrong. You believe that Bill Gates has our best interests at heart. You believe that everything that's been happening has been for our good. Okay, if you're one of those people who thinks masks are saving lives and it's okay to kick people off of flights because they're not wearing their mask properly, this video is not for you, okay? If the fact that this virus has never been properly isolated, or that death counts have been inflated since the beginning, or that the PCR test was never intended for this virus, and that we have a ton of false positives because of that, or the fact that cases are on the rise despite the fact that we've been putting some crazy measures in place since the summertime. Okay, we've got masks, we've got social distancing, cases are on the rise. Or the fact that all we talk about is cases now. We don't talk about death, we don't talk about burden on the hospitals or flattening the curve. It's all about cases. Or the fact that the CDC isn't tracking the flu anymore. Everything's COVID, okay? Or the fact that they haven't been able to make a good, safe, effective vaccine for any coronavirus in the last 20 years, but suddenly they're hanging their hat on this vaccine. That's going to be this unicorn vaccine that doesn't even exist yet. This vaccine that the preliminary trials are already showing death and disability, and yet it's already bought and paid for by the governments of the world. Okay? If you are not asking questions about any of that, or the fact that everything that goes against mainstream right now is being censored. And I could go on and on and on, but if you're somebody who's not asking any questions, this video is not for you. This video is for what I think is the silent majority of people who do understand that something doesn't feel quite right. Maybe you're starting to notice the hypocrisy. Maybe this recent announcement by Bonnie Henry telling us how many additional people we can have in our home for the holidays or for dinner parties or whatever. Maybe that has just kind of rubbed you the wrong way. Maybe you are all in from the beginning and realizing that there's something quite off about this. Whatever side of the spectrum you fall on, it doesn't matter. This is for the people, the large group of people who sense something is off, but you haven't said anything, or you haven't spoken up, or you just go ahead and you wear the mask because you don't want to ruffle any feathers, because you're Canadian and you're just polite and you're just kind. That's who this message is for, okay? Because I'm getting a lot of you in my DMs right now, and you're realizing that it's time to speak up. And it is. You guys, it's been 8 months. We're out of time. Those of us who have been diving into this for the last 8 months, day in, day out, speaking up, dealing with people chirping in our DMs, writing letters, being at protests and rallies, getting involved with lawsuits. We're tired. We're exhausted, okay? We need help. We need your help. If you know something is off, There is no more time to sit back and see what happens next and see if you're needed. You're needed. We need you, okay? And everybody's asking me, what can I do? What else can I do? So instead of sending all those people direct messages, I'm here to share with you what you can start to do because we really need you right now. And like I said, it doesn't matter how big or small you think this lie is. If you at all have any questions about how things are being managed right now globally, we need you, okay? If you think that just being quiet and doing what you're told is going to make this all go away, don't be fooled by that. That's not happening. Your acquiescence, your willingness to just do it for the sake of doing it, even if you don't agree with it, that's the reason we're here 8 months later. It's like they tell us the most ridiculous things to do and we do them and they're like, wow, that was easy. Let's see what else we can get them to do. That's why somebody like Bonnie Henry has the nerve to be able to stand up there with a straight face telling people you can only have an additional 6 people in your home, okay? In addition to your family, unless you have a big family. If you have a big family, perhaps you shouldn't have anybody extra in your home, okay? That's the reason somebody like her has the balls to get up there and say that, because we all this time are showing them that we will do whatever they tell us to do. We have shut down our businesses. We have left our elderly to die alone. We have put masks on our kids when they're not even at risk. We're using toxic hand sanitizer everywhere we go. It's insane, but we keep doing it. We're doing it without asking questions. And so of course, they're just gonna keep doing more and more and more, okay? So we need that silent majority that's been doing things. They wanna be the good girl, they don't wanna ruffle feathers, maybe you don't wanna make a scene in front of your kids, maybe you don't want your business to suffer. Guys, I get it, okay? Been there, done that, lost followers, probably lost business, but honestly, the rate we're going, if you don't start to speak up, you're not gonna have a business, okay? Because at the rate we're going, they're pushing for universal benefits. Look up Agenda 2030, look up Agenda 21, okay? This is not going away. This is not going away. We need to start to speak up, okay? I want you to think about 5 years from now, 10 years from now, what you will tell your children if you are in a situation where you're lined up for bread and milk for 8 hours, where you're not able to have a business anymore or earn an income and you're relying on a universal benefit, where you can't get on a plane or go pick up groceries or drive your car, get a driver's license because you won't get their vaccine. I want you to ask yourself what you will tell your children. Will you tell them, I fought for you, I did everything I could? Or will you tell them, I didn't say anything because I was too scared to speak up? That's why I get on here all the time and I'm sharing this stuff with you guys, because I have 2 little human beings that I want a better world for. I don't do this for my health. I do this for my family. And trust me, if I didn't have kids, maybe I would be on a different path. I may have just said F this and taken off to a country that already knows that their government is corrupt, and so you can just go hang out with other like-minded people. Okay, I'm here for my kids, and I really want you guys to think about what kind of future this means for our kids. Ask yourself what you want to be able to tell them if things don't go well. So, what can you do? If you are in that, what I believe is the silent majority, I have many friends and family who I know also think something fishy is up, but they're not saying anything, okay? That's the silent majority. Most people cannot be that stupid. Most people are not that stupid that they're not asking any questions at all. Most people are at least noticing something is a little bit off here. This is for you guys, okay? So here is what you can do if you haven't done any of these things already. Number 1, you need to start writing some letters, some emails, calling some offices. Call your MPP, call your MLAs, contact your local health ministers or your provincial health ministers, the leaders of the party that is guiding everything in your province. And if you're in the United States, this is going to be statewide. Okay? Call their offices, leave messages, ask questions. questions. These people, by the way, they're not going to get back to you. I've been writing letters for the last 8 months. I've barely heard back from anybody. But the couple of people that I did speak to at the government level, it was very clear within just the first couple of minutes of me speaking to these people that they have no clue what's going on. Okay, it doesn't take much, guys, to get into government and become an elected official and represent your constituents. And everybody thinks you know what you're doing, but you actually don't. I was shocked in some of these conversations realizing how little these people actually know. They don't understand the science. They don't understand the jargon, the medical speak. They're not following any kind of data or science or giving any kind of proper communication to their constituents. So ask questions. Let them know that you want answers to what is happening and why. Okay? So write those letters, call, leave messages. Number 2. Oh, by the way, if you've never written a letter before, you've never called anybody, and you need some guidance on how to write a proper email that has impact, or what to write about, or what to ask them questions about, there are some great organizations right now, and I'm hoping to have one of them on this upcoming Sunday school episode I'm doing, that are giving tons of free resources on their websites. Okay, you can go to Vaccine Choice Canada. They are an amazing resource, chock full of science, evidence, and email templates of ways that you can write to your elected officials, your MPPs, your MLAs. You can like literally copy and paste, okay? So go there. Action for Canada, another great organization. Action, the number 4, Canada.com or .ca. They also have resources on their website of different ways that you can make an impact. There's quite a few, okay? Hugs Over Masks is another one. Rocco Galati is the constitutional lawyer who is taking on some of the lawsuits going on across the country. He's got a website called the Constitutional Center for Rights and Freedoms, and he's also got a YouTube channel where he talks about all the ways in which our charter rights are being violated and what your legal and human rights are. You can go to any of those, okay, to write your letters or contact your MLAs. If you're better in person, ask for meetings. Ask these people to meet with them and go prepared, or go with a couple of people. The next thing you can do is have one-on-one conversations with people. Stop avoiding the topic. If you can't speak up on social media, if you can't do what I do, if you don't have a platform or you don't want to go public with this, have conversations with your family. How many of us are avoiding having deep conversations because we know we might not be on the same page as somebody else? Call a friend, call your mom, call your stepdad, call your grandparents, your nephews, your nieces, whoever. Start to have conversations. Find something that you guys have in common. Okay, one of the best questions that I find with somebody who I maybe am completely on the opposite page of is I usually say to them, what's the end goal here? Where will you be okay finally drawing a line? What has to happen in order for you to say no more? What are you waiting for exactly? And oftentimes they don't really have an answer. Sometimes they realize they haven't even thought about that. Sometimes they'll say it's the unicorn vaccine, to which I always remind people, we have a vaccine for the flu. We still have the flu, okay? We're hanging our hat on this unicorn vaccine that's not even developed yet, okay? So get some conversations going with the people that you care about, the people that you have connection with. These one-on-one conversations can be so impactful, all right? What's the next thing you can do? Support financially. If you don't think you have these good conversational skills, if you don't want to be talking to your friends and family, you can't write letters, you don't want to ask for meetings, but you're able to contribute financially to the organizations that are doing the work. There are lots out there. The most important ones right now are the lawsuits. There's a federal lawsuit happening, and there is a provincial lawsuit happening in British Columbia. And if you're in the United States, there's lawsuits happening everywhere. They're not hard to find. Just find some like-minded groups, find out how you can support them. With the Canadian lawsuit, Vaccine Choice Canada is one of the big plaintiffs. The case has already been filed and the lawyer's already been retained, but you can still contribute to Vaccine Choice Canada as a contributor for the lawsuit. Just go on their website and figure out how to do it. Or if you want to contribute to the BC lawsuit, we need to raise funds for that. It's action4canada.com. You can go there and donate. If you're not in BC, you can still donate to the BC lawsuit, because if we get it together and we win, it sets a precedent for every other province, okay? So there's lots of ways that you can support. What are some other ways you can support? Conversations when you're out and about, okay? So one of the questions I love to ask people is, how do you feel about having to wear a mask all day? Okay, you go to Starbucks or you go somewhere to buy a coffee and the poor person's in a mask for 8 hours. Just start little conversations and start talking to people and encouraging them to speak up as well. And then last but not least, stop acquiescing. Stop just giving in and doing everything and thinking that if you're just quiet and you hold out long enough, this is gonna go away. It's not. It's only going to get worse. So when you can not acquiesce, don't, okay? And I recognize not everybody's on the same level as me. Like, I haven't acquiesced at all. You guys, I decided to homeschool my kids because I refuse to put them in a mask, all right? I will not travel because I refuse to put on a mask. But this isn't just about masking. This is about many things. So stop giving in to the many things. They are just seeing what we will do, okay? What we will give into. So those are all the things that you can be doing right now. And the last thing I want to say is, no matter what scale of this you're on, okay, least questioning to most questioning, I am begging you to please open your mind. Open your mind and have conversations with people. And if you're like me and you're completely 8 months deep, done all the research, understand where this is headed, still have an open mind to trying to understand where other people are coming from. This morning, I watched a thread on a holistic living group that I belong to on Facebook get shut down because somebody asked a question about, do we think that this is a little overblown, everything that's happening right now? And the responses, like, people obviously didn't like that this question was asked, and then all of a sudden the thread got shut down. People were commenting, this is a controversial topic. If you want to talk about this, go somewhere else. And it's like, man, these people who ask these questions just get shut down. This is the epitome of cancel culture right now, okay? You can't even ask a question in a Facebook thread because it makes people uncomfortable. They want you to go into another group, a like-minded group, and ask that question. What people don't realize is when you're in another group that's like-minded, that only talks about that stuff, you're just in an echo chamber. We all think the same. We all think this is BS. We're not getting anywhere by understanding somebody whose viewpoint is different than ours. Okay, we need to be in community with other people who think differently than us. Doesn't matter if you think this is all BS or if you're scared to death of COVID. It doesn't matter what end of the spectrum you're on. You need to be able to hear other people's viewpoints so that you can have dialogue. That is human connection. That is what communication is all about. That is how we will understand each other. The powers that be want us divided. The masks, the distancing, the not being able to see your family, the limitations on how many people are allowed in your home. This is all by design. It's all done on purpose to divide us from these people that we love. They want us divided, okay? You need to start coming together with people who are different than you, okay? So that's it, you guys. I'm gonna end there. I appreciate everybody hopping on. I appreciate your comments, but really I wanted to create this quick short video. Share this video, share this out. Use the arrow once it's posted to my grid and share it to other people if that's just the least that you can do. Have the conversations, support financially, start writing the letters. You guys, this is not going away. This is going to get worse. It's been 8 months. If you are just waking up, we don't have another 8 months, guys, okay? If you are looking at what's coming out of Ottawa, some of these requests for quarantine camps being built in every major city, tear gas for March 2021, millions and millions of doses of a vaccine that doesn't yet exist. 8 months from now, our world is gonna look very different, trust me, okay? And then it will be too late. Now is the time to wake up. Now is the time to wake others up. And if you've even been asking the smallest of questions, this video was for you. please, 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 we need you. We need your help, okay? Have a great night, everybody. And if you want more of this, Sunday school, Sunday night, I'm hoping to have a guest on that is going to help me elaborate on this topic. Come join us Sunday night, all right? Have a super night, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.